Welcome to another beautiful Boca Raton baseball morning here at the FAU Stadium on Owl Radio. I'm Wes Moore bringing to you live the Florida Atlantic Owls versus the UMBC Retrievers. Game 3 of a 3-game weekend series between the two. The Florida Atlantic Owls starting off the series with a victory over the Retrievers in extra inning fashion. Took 11 innings for the 10-9 victory, and UMBC came right back in the second game, winning very handily against the Owls, 14-3 on Saturday at 12 p.m. And now we're live for Game 3, the deciding game between these two teams. I mean, couldn't ask for a better matchup. The FAU Owls have been on a decent, solid start. They've got wins against Villanova, Presbyterian, FIU, Iowa, Notre Dame. Some good, solid wins for a 12-7 record. 11-6 at home and 1-1 away. They haven't played much away yet. But granted, two of those losses are against the number 17 team in the nation, Miami, and they only lost 7-11. Pretty good game there. And then they went up to Gainesville to play the number 9 overall ranked Florida Gators. Only lost 4-0 against them as well. Nightcap in Gainesville for them. And on the other side, the UMBC Retrievers, kind of the same thing going with them. They're 7-7 overall. They've got losses to Longwood, Monmouth, but overall they have some pretty good wins. I mean, they beat Georgetown, they beat Pennsylvania, they beat Mount St. Mary's by a massive margin. They've won 20-4 in 7 innings. And then they're here in Boca Raton. Starting lineups for you guys. First we'll start with the UMBC side. We've got leading off the center fielder, Josiah Carpenter. He's been a good, solid leadoff for the Retrievers, batting 222 straight twos across the board. In second, the third baseman, number 14, Anthony Masculi. I mean, he's been great as well, the right-hander, batting 280. And the first baseman, they've got Dylan Melton. Dylan Melton's been solid this year so far as well. Yaya Koji, the left fielder, designated hitting. Danny Wyatt, right fielder. Danny Orr, the catching, batting 7th in the spot. Derek Paris, the shortstop. Kyle Eddington, the second baseman. Carver Salazar. And then pitching for the Retrievers, Brady Lejeune Deactis. And that's who you got for your UMBC Retrievers if you're watching the stream and you're a UMBC fan. And for the FAU Owls, leading off is Marshall Lipsy, the center fielder. He's been so solid for these FAU Owls. And then Nick Romano in the third base spot, batting second. And he's also been solid, 373 on the year. For the FAU Owls, and Michael Peraza in left field. Brando Leroux in shortstop. John Martinez, the second baseman. Eli Small stepping into the plate for the designated hitting spot. Ian Collier catching behind the plate. First baseman Patrick Ward in the 8th spot. Kyle Bolston, the right fielder, ending things off for the FAU Owls. And on the mound for the Owls, for his 5th start on the year, Garrett Grant, number 17. He's started 4 games already. He's pitched 18 innings. He's given up 20 hits. He's given up no home runs, though. With 1 win, no losses. His ERA still sits at a 0.96. So he's definitely a great, solid choice for today. The pitcher on the other side for the Retrievers, Brady Lejeune Deactis. He's had a bit of a struggle this year so far. He's given up a .250 batting average in his 2 starts, 3 losses in 3 appearances. 5.40 ERA for the Retriever pitcher. And I mean, both of these teams know how to win. I mean, FAU came into the year with such high expectations. And I mean, they haven't lived up to them yet. That keyword yet. I mean, they're still a really good team. They have the talent. They have the ability to win these games. But I mean, they've yet to hit the stride that they need to take it to the American Conference Championship. We're still a long way from there. We'll take a quick pause for the national anthem. And after that, we will be live with you guys. Thank you so much for watching here on Owl Radio. And we are live here in Boca Raton, Florida for a baseball game against the UMBC Retrievers and the Florida Atlantic University Owls. At bat, leading things off for the Retrievers, the junior out of Brooklyn, New York. He's a transfer, came in from St. Mary's. The outfielder, Josiah Carpenter, and on the mound for the Owls, Grant Garrett. I mean, he's had a great start to the season. Garrett, the freshman, standing 6'4", 195 pounds, out of Port Orange, Florida, went to Spruce Creek High School, a more local kid. In his 5th start in an FAU uniform, facing the vet. Average on the year, 222 for Josiah Carpenter. On the season, he's had 10 hits and 45 at-bats. As Garrett Grant gets set and ready for the first pitch here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. It's baseball weather as Grant gets ready to start this game off. A first pitch goes in there high and a little bit outside for ball 1. The freshman of Port Orange, Florida, facing the junior. Next pitch goes in. That one's fouled off down the right field side. For a 1-1 count. Garrett Grant starting off with some fastballs. As he gets set, gets the sign, stretches, delivers. That one blows it right by the junior Carpenter, a center fielder for the UMBC Retrievers. Gets set for his fourth pitch. Delivers. He fouls that one right off of the mask of the umpire, the catcher. I believe it was the umpire. He looks to be okay. For the 1-2 count again. Umpire's going to readjust himself. Carpenter set to bat again. Grant stretches, delivers, puts that one, clips the zone. Strike 3 for Grant. First batter, first strikeout. Now stepping in to the plate for the Retrievers, Anthony Mischuli. Looks at the first one go by. That's going to be ball one, little bit low and outside. Mischuli, the sophomore. Second pitch from Garrett comes in. One also. Still a little low. No, that one was a strike. Mischuli, the sophomore third baseman, fouls that one right back for strike 2. He's a sophomore out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Went to Bishop Eustis High School. Stands 5'8", 180 pounds. Playing third base today, number 14. As Grant gets set, puts that one real high. Look out. Mischuli ducks out of the way for 2-2. One out here in Boca Raton, Florida. Top of the first inning. Grant gets set, throws the pitch. That one put into play on the third base line. Romano's got it all the way over to Ward for the second out of the inning. The third hitter for the UMBC Retrievers, Dylan Melton, stepping up to the plate, the redshirt freshman, left-hander out of Ellicott City, Maryland. Gets set to face the first Grant pitch. The stretch to delivery, that one's a little bit inside and low. Ball one. Freshman on freshman. As Grant puts that one in, and that one's fouled high and long into the parking lot. For strike one, it's a 1-1 count. Grant against Melton. Grant stretches, delivers. That one's just a bit outside, or so the umpire calls. Dylan Melton faces the 2-1 count with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The stretch, the delivery, that one is fouled. Soft hit, just goes out of play. Foul ball. Strike 2. Twos read across the board. Ball 2, strike 2, 2 outs for Garrett Grant facing Dylan Melton. 283 on the year in his 60 at-bats, 17 hits, trying to get another one against the freshman. Grant stretches, delivers that one high, full count. The scoreboard's full. Ball 3, strike 2, 2 outs. Payoff pitch here for Garrett Grant. Gets ready. delivers that one. That one's fouled right off the catcher for FAU, Ian Collier. Still a 3-2 count in Boca Raton. Garrett Grant tries to end the inning with that pitch. That one's low as the UMBC Retrievers have their first base runner of the game. And stepping up to the plate now for the Retrievers, number 6, Ehi Akoji. He's a senior, he's a veteran, he's also from Ellicott City, Maryland. The right-hander faces the first hit. He rips that one high and foul for a first pitch strike. The fourth batter of the inning. Batting .308 and 52 at-bats. He's got 16 hits on the year. The next pitch goes in from Grant. That one's outside, 1-1. As Akoji faces the next pitch, he rips that one into the gap. That one's an easy single for Akoji as the Retrievers got runners on first and second for Danny Wyatt, the designated hitter, number 24. He's a junior. Out of Oxford, Pennsylvania. The designated hitter with the first runners in scoring position of the game. Grant delivers that one high as Wyatt lays that one off for the 1-0 count. There's 2 outs in the top of the first inning. As Grant throws the next pitch, that one into the gap. Coming home is Melton. He dives in safe as the UMBC Retrievers lead the FAU Owls 1-0. As Melton goes into the UMBC dugout. A joyous return for the freshman. Stepping up to the plate for the Retrievers, still with runners in scoring position, Danny Orr, the sophomore, right-hander out of Frederick, Maryland, standing 5'11", 185, against the freshman, Grant. Stretches, delivers. That one's just a little bit high and outside. Grant's thrown 22 pitches in this top of the inning. As he delivers the next one low, 2-0 count. The freshman needing to settle in to this game, or else he's going to get into some trouble early. Who else better to do it than against Danny Orr, the right fielder, only batting .193 on the year as he rips that one high down the right field line. That one's going to go foul, though. Got a lot of good contact on that pitch. Just a little bit early. Two and one count. Grant delivers that one. That one's a wild pitch. Streaking down is Akoji. He's going to go into third safe. And into second safe is Wyatt, the first baseman. As Orr puts that one into play, LaRose got it. He gives it right to Patrick Ward. And that's the end of the top of the first inning. The Retrievers lead the Owls by a score of 1-0. We'll be back with you live for the bottom of the first here on Owl Radio. And we're back live here in Boca Raton, Florida. Batting the outfielder, a senior out of Longview, Texas, Marshall Lipsy. He's 260 on the year, facing the pitcher for the Retrievers, Brady Lejeune-Diactis, as Lipsy lifts that one high into deep right center field. That one's caught by Danny Orr. Lipsy got good contact on that one. But stepping into the plate for the Owls now is the player that's had the best start for the Owls so far, the infielder, the redshirt senior, Nick Romano, playing third base today. As Lejeune-Diactis gets set to throw him the first pitch. He puts that one right down the middle of the plate. Romano decides to lay that one off for strike one. Romano just puts that one right down the left field side. Romano batting .373 on the year. 25 hits on 67 at-bats. Lejeune-Diactis puts in the next pitch. Romano fouls that one back for the 0-2 count. And the bottom of the first inning, Nick Romano from Boca Raton, Florida, the hometown kid, transferred it back in here from Georgia Tech as he lifts that one into right field. Orr's got it for the second out of the inning, which is going to bring up the lefty left fielder, Michael Peraza, also having a great start to his 2026 campaign. The redshirt sophomore lifts that one into left field. Okoji's there to grab it and end the first inning. Heading into the second inning here on Owl Radio in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. I'm Wes Moore, bringing to you live the Florida Atlantic Owls versus the University of Maryland, Baltimore College versus the FAU Owls. Stay with us. And we're back live on Owl Radio for the top of the second inning. Leading things off in the 7 spot for the Retrievers is the catcher, Derek Paris. He's a senior, batting .375 on the year. As Grant gets set for his second inning of work, puts the first pitch in there right down the middle for strike one. Derek Paris, the senior vet right-hander out of Lanesboro, Massachusetts, says Grant puts the second pitch in there. He lifts that one high into right field. Boylston is there for the catch. As Grant gets the first out of the second inning. Stepping up next for the Retrievers at the plate is Kyle Eddington, the junior, also on a hot start to his 2026 campaign, batting .390. As Grant puts the first pitch in there for strike one. Kyle Eddington, the junior, Valhalla, New York, a mainstay of the Retriever program. As Grant puts the next pitch, a curveball, for strike two. Had Eddington frozen, the shortstop. Grant just puts that one in the dirt. Nice snag by the catcher, Ian Collier. As Grant puts that one in. Gets Eddington to check swing, but he goes too far. Catcher drops it, and he gets the out at first. Second out of the inning, but that's going to bring up Carver Salazar in the 9 spot. The sophomore batting .250 on the year. Salazar, a sophomore, Arnold, Maryland, as that first pitch goes in for strike one. Garrett Grant really starting to settle in now as he retired the first two of the top of the second inning. Grant stretches, delivers. That one's just pulled a little bit foul on the left field side. We'll go back to the 0-2 count with 2 outs. Grant Garrett, 1.33 ERA. That's including today right now. As he gets set. Facing Carver Salazar. There's the pitch, and that one's low, 1-2. For Salazar, facing the right-hander, Garrett Grant. For his 34th pitch of his outing, he's just going to take a little break, calls timeout. It's a 2-2 count. Ball called for the late pitch as that one's ripped to the second baseman, fumbled by Martinez. As Salazar is going to reach first base on the error, and that's going to bring up the top of the order again. Josiah Carpenter, the junior, 0-1 on the day. As Grant puts that one in just a little bit inside for ball one. Josiah Carpenter, his second time at bat. Looks at the next pitch. That one clips the zone for strike one. 1-1 count. Josiah Carpenter struck out looking his first time at bat against Garrett Grant. As that next pitch goes in low. 2-1 count for the freshman right-hander. As the 2-1 pitch goes in from Grant, that one's ripped right into the gap. Boylston's got it. He gives it to LaRoe. As batters on first and second, almost a replica of the first inning. Grant got the first two to get out and then gave up some hits. To put runners on, we've got first and second, Carpenter on first and Salazar on second. Grant would have been out of this inning if it weren't for the Martinez error. Smiskuli's up, the right-handed sophomore for his second time. He grounded to the third baseman, get the out at first. So the first pitch goes in a little bit low, ball one. As that pitch is in, just barely misses, ball two. 2 balls, 0 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, as we're going to have a little mound visit to settle down the freshman pitcher, Garrett Grant, his fifth outing of his collegiate career here in Boca Raton. As we'll take a quick break for the mound visit. Mound visit's over. It's a quick one. As Anthony Masculi's settling in for his second at-bat. 2-0 count. Garrett Grant gets the sign. Delivers the pitch. That one right down the middle for strike one of the at-bat. 2-1 count. Schoolies started in every single game for the Retrievers, as that pitch just a little too low. So we go to a 3-1 count. Runners on first and second for the Retrievers. As Grant delivers that one for strike two. The board's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. For the right-handed sophomore, Grant pitches, delivers. That one's down the third baseline. Romano's got it. He gives it right to Patrick Ward to end the inning. Garrett Grant gets out of that one without much damage, as we're headed to the bottom of the second inning. The Owls get another chance to put some runs on the board here on Owl Radio. And we're back here on Owl Radio for the bottom of the second inning. The pitcher for the Retrievers, Brady Lejeune Deactis, made quick work of 1 through 3 for the Owls and brings up Brando Leroux, the senior right-hander from Ontario, Canada. Watches that first pitch go by for ball 1. Batting .275 on the year so far. So the next pitch from Lejeune Deactis gets popped high. The catcher's back, but that one's just going to fall out of play for the first strike of the inning. Derek Paris did not have enough room to go and track that one down. As the 1-1 count is getting set to go in. Lejeune Deactis stretches as that one's popped high into right field. That'll be easily caught by the right fielder, Danny Orr. As that's going to bring up the second baseman, Jean Martinez, right-hander. Batting .338 on the year, solid start. For the redshirt sophomore out of Orlando, Florida, watches the first pitch go a little bit inside for ball 1. .338 on the year, 23 hits on 68 at-bats. As he lifts that one fair on the left field side. He's hustling into second, and second is where he'll stay for the double, the first hit for the Owls. And that brings up the lefty, the designated hitter, Eli Small, number 34. He's a sophomore out of Elkhorn, Nebraska. The transfer in from Kentucky, standing 6'1", 205 pounds. Batting .217 on the year. As the first pitch goes in, that one clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1. John Martinez with the double, standing on second for Eli Small. Lefty against lefty. As that one is fouled, goes out of play after it nicks Eli Small. So we've got an 0-2 count. Quick on Small. As that pitch is in, it's going to be dribbled down the third base side. Musculi's got it and gets it to Melton for the second out of the inning, but that's going to bring up the catcher, the right-hander, number 15, Ian Collier, batting .262 on the year. Collier, he's a graduate student from Plano, Texas. He began his collegiate career at Texas State. The catcher trying to bring in Martinez on second. As the first pitch goes in, that one right in the zone for strike 1. As Lejeune Deactis throws in that pitch, that one's ripped into right field, but that one's going to be easily corralled by Danny Orr, who's had a lot of work early. The Owls have liked to put it out into right field this game so far. But the Owls unable to score in their second inning as we're going right back to the third here on Owl Radio. And we're back for the top of the third inning for Owl Baseball here on Owl Radio in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. As the first pitch from Grant to Dylan Melton goes in for a strike. Melton walked in his first appearance, was the first base runner for the Retrievers, as Garrett Grant has thrown 47 pitches already, as Melton just going to lay that one right down to LaRue. LaRue gets the out at first. Quick first out for Grant in the top of the third inning. And that brings up Ayakoji, senior. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Ripped a single into left field. As Grant is set, throws that first pitch. Right down there for strike one. Owls got a nice shift on. Shading a little bit more towards that left field side for the right-hander. As that next pitch goes in for a ball. Pitch number 3 is fouled off. Goes by the catcher, Collier. For a 1-2 count against Ayakoji, senior right-hander for the Retrievers, as he's going to rip that one right over the head of the shortstop, LaRue. As Akoji's in there for a single, his second hit of the night. As that brings up the designated hitter, Danny Wyatt Jr. He's also 1 for 1 on the day. Got a single and an RBI. As Grant set to throw the first pitch, that one down the third base side. Romano gets the out at second, but Wyatt is safe at first for the fielder's choice. 2 outs. It's getting a little rainy here. Windy. Here in Boca Raton. As Danny Wyatt Jr. gets set to face the first pitch of his at-bat. That pitch just thrown just a little bit outside for ball one. So we're scheduled to have some thunderstorms at 1 p.m. We'll see if we can get the game over by then. As Grant's next pitch goes in, that one's ripped. That one might go to the wall, as Wyatt's wheeling in to score for the Retrievers, as Danny Orr hits the double to put the Retrievers up 2-0 in the top of the third inning. Garrett Grant struggling a little bit here early. Been consistent though. As Derek Paris, the senior, he's 0 for 1. He flew out in his first time at bat for the Retrievers. As Grant gets set, throws in the pitch. That one's lifted very high and out of play. Oh, and 1 count for the right-handed pitcher. Throws the next one in. That one horribly wild. Ian Collier was unable to get that one. As Danny Orr gonna get the free base, advances to third. The 1-1 count for Grant. So he throws it in. That one just a little bit outside. 2-1. Here in Boca Raton, Florida, at the FAU Baseball Stadium. Florida Atlantic Owls playing the University of Maryland Baltimore College Retrievers. That next pitch goes in outside, 3-1. Grant against Paris as he throws that one inside for ball 4. Grant's just going to take his free base. As that's going to bring up the junior shortstop, Kyle Eddington. 381 on the year, but he did strike out his first time up at bat against Grant. As Grant gets ready to settle in the first pitch to Eddington, that one puts it outside, gets Eddington to swing at it. 4 strike 1, 0-1 count, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning, UMBC Retrievers lead 2-0. Eddington throws the next pitch in. Sorry, Grant throws the next pitch in. That one, shortstop's got it, gets the out. Larota Martinez, as that ends the top of the 3rd inning. FAU down 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stay with us here on Owl Radio. Welcome back to a beautiful but cloudy Boca Raton, Florida. For the bottom of the 3rd inning, the FAU Owls are down to the Retrievers 2-0, but leading it off is the first baseman for FAU, Patrick Ward. He's a right-hander batting .304 on the year. Solid start to the 2026 campaign for Ward. Ward, the senior, out of Port St. Lucie, Florida, as Lejeune Diactise's first pitch goes in for strike 1. Brady's been solid, only throwing his 17th pitch in for a 1-1 count. Ward, the senior, puts that one a grounder to Eddington. Eddington just going to get it to the first baseman, Melton, very easily, as the Retrievers get the first out of the inning. And the 9th spot for the Owls, Kyle Boylston. 371 on the year. FAU's only had 1 hit coming from John Martinez, the double, and that's all the offense they've been able to muster this game so far. It's kind of been the struggle for the Owls. They either absolutely rip hits and get runs, or they have a performance like today where they can't get much, as Boylston swings right through that one for strike 1. 1 out on the day. 0-1 count for Boylston. He's got a dinger and a triple. As that next pitch hits right off of Lejundiak-Teese. A second baseman, Salazar, tries to get it to Melton off the hop, but the speedy Boylston gets in there for a single. As that brings up the top of the order for the FAU Owls, Marshall Lipsy, the left-hander senior. Lipsy's 0 for 1 on the day, as he faces Lejundiak-Teese again. A big swing from Lipsy. Lejundiak-Teese managed to get that one by him for strike one. As Lejundiak-Teese checks the speedy Boylston, 3 stolen bases on the year. Scored 10 runs as well for the FAU Owls. As Lipsy faces the 0-1 count. Lejundiak-Teese checks first again. Doesn't get Boylston. The 0-1 count to Lipsy goes in. That one hits him right in the dome, as he's going to go to first. 4 runners on first and second for Nick Romano, the switch hitter, redshirt senior. For the FAU Owls, he's also 0 for 1 on the day. Boylston on second, Lipsy on first. The Retrievers lead 2-0, but here's a chance with runners in scoring position for the FAU Owls. Romano flew out to right field his first time up, as that first pitch goes in very much inside on Nick Romano. Boylston standing on second, as the next pitch goes in. That one's high. 2-0 count for the switch hitting Nick Romano, batting righty for this at-bat against the left-hander. As that one, a wild throw to second base. Salazar was unable to corral it. Boylston to third and Lipsy to second. Lejundiak-Teese just threw that one low to Salazar. Salazar was unable to corral it. As here's a great chance for the FAU Owls. Nick Romano sees that pitch high, 3-0 count. Nick Romano batting .368 on the year, slugging .471. He's got 2 dingers, but struck out 13 times in 68 at-bats. Romano sees that pitch inside, and we've got loaded bases for the FAU Owls and Michael Peraza. The left fielder, redshirt sophomore, lefty, stepping up to the plate with the bases loaded, as we're going to have a quick mound visit. And we'll be back on Owl Radio for bases loaded FAU Owls chants. As that mound visit's almost over, Michael Peraza, he flew out to left field his first time at bat. The lefty, redshirt sophomore, batting .339 on the year. They don't keep stats for runners in scoring position, but that'd be cool to see if they did. Michael Peraza with the bases loaded, facing Lejeune Diactis with 1 out. As he puts that one, clips the inside bottom corner for strike 1. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning, 0-1 count on Michael Peraza, 1 out. As that one's ripped down the right field side, collected by the right fielder Orr, but coming in to score is Kyle Boylston, checking up from 3rd base. Puts an Owl run on the board. FAU only trails by 1 now, with Marshall Lipsy standing on 3rd base. And stepping into the batter's box, Brando LaRue, the senior right-hander. 0-1 on the day as well. The FAU Owls showing some life in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As Brando LaRue looks at the first pitch as it goes by. 4-1. 1-0 count, 2 outs here in Boca Raton, Florida. As that next pitch goes right down, clips the top of the zone for strike 1, 1-1 count. LaRue flew out to right field his first time up as that next pitch goes inside and low for ball 2. 2-1 count, 2 outs. 2-1-2 reads across the board, 2-1. Here in Boca Raton, Florida, FAU Baseball Stadium. Live, I'm Wes Moore on Owl Radio. So that next pitch is fouled back. Couple fans sticking out their hands, forgetting that there's a fence there protecting them. The Owls 2 for 9 on the day. 1 extra base hit. They haven't struck out. As LaRue checks Romano at first. Romano has only stolen 1 base and only tried once, but he was successful. LaRue faces the 2-2 count as he's going to foul that one off. 2-2 count, 2 outs. FAU down 2-1 against the Retrievers from Baltimore. LaRue batting .271 on the year. Hasn't struck out as he rips that one just foul down the 3rd baseline. As he's set to face another 2-2 count with 2 outs. The payoff pitch from Lejeune Diactis. The stretch, the delivery, that one's popped high and out of the stadium for foul ball. As the next pitch gets LaRue swinging. Lejeune Diactis gets out of the bases. Runners on the bases jam. But FAU does get a run in. As that's the end of the 3rd inning here in Boca Raton, Florida. We'll be back with you on FAU Owl Radio. Welcome back to FAU Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida. The pitcher, Garrett Grant, stepping in for his fourth inning of work. The top of the fourth inning, UMBC leads 2-1 against the FAU Owls. Carver Salazar at the plate looks at the first pitch. Very much outside. Salazar 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to the second baseman, Martinez. As the next pitch, that one's lifted high and deep into left field. That one's out of here. Carver Salazar rips one into left field for the home run. UMBC leads 3-1 against the FAU Owls, leading off the inning with a slam. And it brings up the top of the inning, Josiah Carpenter. A junior, 1 for 2 on the day, his third time facing Garrett Grant, the freshman. Gets Carpenter to swing on the slider first pitch. His 66th pitch of his outing here in Boca Raton. As he throws that one in, clips the zone for strike one, strike two. 0-2 count, no outs against Carpenter. Hit a single and struck out looking his first 2 times up to bat. That pitch blows by Josiah Carpenter for strike 3. Garrett Grant gets the first out of the top of the fourth inning, which brings up Anthony Musculi. 0-2 on the day, the sophomore, batting right-handed. Grounded out to the third baseman both times as the first pitch goes in. That one's outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. 1 out. In the top of the fourth inning, if FAU down 3-1 against the UMBC Retrievers. Scully looks at that one. 2-0. As that one's popped out of play. 2-1 count for the right-hander, sophomore Anthony Musculi, facing the freshman in his 5th appearance, Garrett Grant. Grant settles in, throws that one right by Musculi for the 2-2 count. Let up a rocket from Carpenter, but settled in for the next hitter. 2-2 count, throws that one, clips the bottom of the zone for the strike 3, looking as back-to-back strikeouts for Grant. And that brings up the freshman, 0-1 on the day, Dylan Melton. The first baseman, he walked his first time up and then grounded out to the shortstop his second time. Now for his first time, looking at the first pitch from Grant, he's going to ground that one just foul. 0-1 count. Dylan Melton. Melton scored a run, one of the 3 for UMBC today. So the next pitch from Grant goes in just a bit low for the 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the top of the fourth inning, 3-1 UMBC. So that pitch goes in. Small zone from the umpire, 2-1. As that hit lifted foul down the left field side. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2's read across the scoreboard for Dylan Melton. As Garrett Grant throws in that pitch very much inside, almost hitting Melton. For the full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. FAU and Garrett Grant trying to get out of this inning. As there's the payoff pitch, that one outside. Flipping his bat away is Melton as he's going to take a free first base. And that's going to bring up the senior right-hander who's been fiery today, Ehi Akoji, 2 for 2. 2 hits. A single and a single. As Grant settles in, throws the first pitch, a nice slider, gets Akoji to swing for strike 1. The next pitch goes in. That one's lifted high into right field. Boylston's back. He's tracking. He's got it for the 3rd and final out of the top of the 4th inning. Grant giving up 1. But still plenty of chances for FAU to put more runs on the board. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning here on Owl Radio. Welcome back for the bottom of the 4th inning here in Boca Raton, Florida. The FAU Owls are down 3-1 against the Retrievers. If you're just joining us, it's game 3 of a 3-game series, tied at 1 apiece as John Martinez leading things off, looks at the first pitch outside, ball 1. He's got a double in his first at-bat for the FAU Owls. Next pitch goes in. That one's lifted high and foul and out of play. Martinez facing Lejundiak-Teese, only 36 pitches in his outing as he puts that one right in the zone for strike 2. 1-2 count for Lejundiak-Teese. His only real blemish was the 3rd inning. Loaded up the bases and gave up a sacrifice fly for the FAU Owls to put a run on the board. Brady Lejundiak-Teese. 1 strikeout on the day. As that one's ripped into left field. John's taking off for second, and he's going to slide in there safe for the leadoff double for the FAU Owls, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, sophomore Eli Small. He's 0 for 1 on the day like most of the Owls. John Martinez, though, 2 hits, 2 doubles for the FAU Owls. They stranded him last time. They'll try not to this time around. Eli Small's up to bat. Grounded to third base his first time up. As that pitch goes in low. Martinez has stolen 4 bases this year. As that pitch goes in just a bit high and outside. 4-2, 2-0 count for Eli Small, 208 on the year. Small just is going to take that one off the elbow as he takes a free first base. Runners on first and second for the FAU Owls and catcher Ian Collier. He's a senior, 0 for 1 on the day, 256 on the year. Collier's got 9 RBIs. He's going to try to get another one to get the FAU Owls back on track against Brady Lejeune-Diactis. That first pitch clips the inside zone for strike 1. No outs in Boca Raton. FAU is down 3-1. That next pitch very much high, but Derek Paris, the catcher, is able to corral that one in. Ian Collier faces 1-1 count against Brady Lejeune-Diactis. In the bottom of the 4th inning, that pitch just low. 2-1 for the FAU Owls. Collier waiting, looks at that pitch, sees it high. 3-1 hitters count for Ian Collier, the senior. As he tries to take a break with 2 runners on. Checking Martinez and Small on second and first. Ian Collier from Plano, Texas. Graduate catcher. As that pitch outside, ball 4. And the FAU Owls, for back-to-back innings, load the bases. And the first baseman, Patrick Ward, is ready for the Owls. Bases loaded. As we're going to take a quick break for a quick mound meeting. As we'll be back for the bottom of the 1st inning. No outs. Bases loaded. Patrick Ward with the opportunity of a lifetime. And we're back. Boca Raton, Florida, bases loaded for the FAU Owls. Patrick Ward up to bat. He's got 6 RBIs on the year as he looks at that one fouled off. Out of the glove of Derek Paris. Not fouled off. Ball 1. Ian Collier on first, Eli Small on second, John Martinez on third. As that pitch in low for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. I was right. The first pitch was fouled off or check swinged. As that pitch is in, ripped. Just foul down the left field line. Opened up a little bit early on that one. Got a lot of good contact. Patrick Ward grounded out to the shortstop his first time up at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Bases loaded for Ward. The pitch goes in. That one high. Lejeune-Diactis gets the strikeout, limiting further damage. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Kyle Boylston, for the FAU Owls. He gets a chance at bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out. Boylston got a hit. A single his first time at bat. Looks at the first pitch, lifts that one very much high, very much foul. Tracking it is the first baseman, Melton, as he gets the out and limits further damage. What a tragedy it would be for the FAU Owls to leave the bases loaded, but just the guy they want up to the plate. Marshall Lipsy, the senior veteran mainstay on this Owls program. From Longview, Texas, senior, looks at the first pitch and eats it to bring in a FAU run. Marshall Lipsy takes that first pitch off the back. And back-to-back dangerous hitters for the FAU Owls. Nick Romano, the redshirt senior, switch hitting, staying righty to face the left-handed Lejeune Diactis. Ten RBIs for Romano as he looks at the first pitch going in for a strike. Nick Romano did not like that first pitch call, as that one's fouled low. 0-2 for Nick Romano. 0-2 on the day, 0-1 on the day, hit by pitch and a fly out, 0-1. Marshall Lipsy on first, Ian Collier on second, Eli Small on third. Nick Romano looking to drive in some more FAU runs, as that pitch is in and lifted high into right field. That's going to be easily caught to limit the damage by Danny Orr. FAU in the bottom of the 3rd puts in another run, but they still trail the Retrievers 3-2. Stay with us. We're in for a treat here on Owl Radio. And we're back live for the 5th inning in Paradise. FAU Owls trail the UMBC Retrievers 3-2. As UMBC and Danny Wyatt are back for another chance. Danny Wyatt got a single and an RBI, and then fielder's choice his next time up at bat. 1-2 on the day for Wyatt, as Garrett Grant throws pitch number 81. In his 5th inning of work. 4 innings, 3 earned runs against him, as that one in the dirt for the 1-1 count. Danny Wyatt, the junior, Facing 1-1. The stretch and the delivery from Grant as Wyatt swings right through that one for strike 2. Grant gets settled in, throws the next pitch low. 2-2 count for the second hitter. All right, first hitter. Don't know what I was thinking there. Garrett Grant throws in the pitch, and Danny Wyatt pops that one high. Coming in is Patrick Ward to make the snag in the first out of the 5th inning. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Danny Orr, 1 for 2 on the day, the sophomore right-handed hitter. For his fourth time, facing Garrett Grant. Third time facing Garrett Grant. FAU and Garrett Grant throws in the next pitch, a nice curveball that clips the top corner of the zone for 0-2. Top of the 5th inning here in Paradise. Grant throws in that next pitch and just drills Danny Orr. It was pitch number 86 for Garrett Grant. Derek Paris, the catcher, in for the Retrievers. He flew out and walked his first time up as he's going to rip that one into left center field. Hustling into third is Danny Orr as the Retrievers in the top of the 5th inning have runners on the corners. That brings up Kyle Eddington, 0 for 2 on the day, but that doesn't mean he's not a great hitter. Hitting .366 on the year, the senior veteran for the Retrievers. As that's going to be it for the freshman Garrett Grant in 4.1 innings of work. Gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. 4 strikeouts and 90 pitches. As we're going to take a break here on Owl Radio. Stay with us for the rest of the 5th and the rest of the game on Westmore. And we're back here live on FAU Owl Radio. Top of the 5th inning. FAU made a pitching change, bringing in the left-hander Zach Kilby. The ERA of 2.31. Kilby, number 55 on FAU, puts that one in, and Kyle Eddington tries to bunt, but can't get barrel on it. 0-2 count, one out here in Boca Raton, Florida. As that next pitch is ripped foul down the left field side. Kilby, the left-handed pitching senior, 6'5", 215 from Tampa, Florida, transferred from Chipola College. So he puts that one in for strike two. 1-2 count, one out here in Boca Raton, Florida. The FAU Owls lead the UMBC Retrievers. The UMBC Retrievers lead the FAU Owls 3-2. As Eddington puts that one down. Romano to LaRoe to Patrick Ward for the double play to end the inning. Kilby comes in, limits the damage. So we're going down to the bottom of the 5th inning. FAU with a chance to tie this game up, only down one. Stay with us. I'm Wes Moore on Owl Radio. Welcome back to Boca Raton, Florida, here on Owl Radio. The FAU Owls down 3-2, but with a chance to tie it up, and leading things off is the right fielder, Michael Peraza. He flew out to left field his first time up, and his second time up, he had an RBI. Peraza, the redshirt sophomore, getting set as he looks at that first pitch inside. For ball one. Lejundiacti still in. Throwing ball two against Peraza. His 60th pitch in 5 innings of work. Working on his 6th. Peraza swings on that one for strike one, fouls it off. 2-1 count for Peraza, the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 5th inning. FAU Baseball Stadium, as that one's ripped, grounded to the second baseman Salazar, easily gonna get Peraza out at first. And that brings up Brando LaRue, the senior right-handed hitter for the FAU Owls. He's 0-2 on the day so far. LaRue rips that one down the third base line. Musculi makes a tough grab and gets the out at first for the second out. LaRue with a fly out to right field, a strikeout, and now a ground out. On your score sheets, that's going to be a 5-3 ground out. And that's going to bring up John Martinez. He's got 2 doubles today, 2 and 2. He's a sophomore. Facing the first pitch from Lejeune Diactis. That one's outside. For ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs. That next pitch low for ball 2. The FAU Owls trailing the UMBC Retrievers 3-2. Lejeune Diactis puts that one in, and that one's outside. 3 straight outside pitches for a 3-0 count for John Martinez. As he puts that one in, 4 straight balls. As John Martinez is going to take a free base. And that brings up the designated hitter for FAU, Eli Small, a sophomore. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Eli Small, the sophomore, fouls off the first pitch from Elkhorn, Nebraska, Kentucky transfer. Standing at 6'1", 205 pounds. 0-1 count. 2 outs on the inning. Martinez on first as that one clips the inside zone for strike 2. 0-2 and 2 outs here in Boca Raton. Bottom of the 5th inning. That next pitch fouled off, far and out of play. And we'll try it again. 0-2, 2 outs. Martinez on first. Small up to bat. It's LaRue. Nope. Lejeune Diactis checks Martinez at first. He's got 4 stolen bases on the year. He's also scored 11 runs. Eli Small faces the 0-2 count. A pitch in, that one outside. Lays it off for ball 1. 1-2, 2 outs. Pitcher's count. Here in Boca Raton, FAU Baseball Stadium. The pitch, that one's outside. 2s. Read across the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Martinez on first, Eli up to bat. UMBC leads FAU 3-2. Lejeune Diactis with the pitch. That one fouled off. Eli Small lives to fight another day. 2-2-2, read across the scoreboard. As that pitch grounded to the shortstop, Eddington just going to take the out to Salazar at first. And that ends the 5th inning. 0s in the 5th for both sides. As UMBC leads the FAU Owls 3-2 at the end of the 5th inning. Headed into the 6th. Stay with us here on FAU Owl Radio. And we're back for the 6th inning in Boca Raton, Florida. Zach Kilby still in to pitch for the FAU Owls. He got out of a runners on the corners jam in relief of the starting pitcher for today for FAU, Garrett Grant, the freshman. Salazar up to bat for UMBC. He hit a home run to put the Retrievers up 3-1. FAU responded. It's 3-2. As the next pitch, the 1-0 pitch, goes in for a strike. Salazar decides to lay that one off. Salazar is 1 for 2 on the day. Popped out to the second baseman. As the 1-1 pitch goes in, and that one's lined and foul down the left field side. Salazar opened up just a little bit too early. Zach Kilby, the pitcher for the FAU Owls. He's 1-0 on the year in 5 appearances in relief. Only pitched 11 innings. ERA at a 2.31 for Kilby. As he's set to throw the 2-2 pitch, Zach Kilby stretches, delivers. That one's on the ground for LaRue. LaRue's going to just throw it right to Patrick Ward for the first out of the inning. Zach Kilby starting his second inning of work strong, the top of the 6th inning here in Paradise. And that brings up the top of the order, Josiah Carpenter. Also with a home run on the day. He's 1 for 3. The junior. He struck out looking and then hit a bomb. The pitch goes in from Zach Kilby. For a ball, 2-0 count, 1 out. For Josiah Carpenter and Zach Kilby, their first meeting. Pitch thrown, that one's lined into center field. Marshall's back and makes the grab for the second out of the inning. Zach Kilby making quick work of the first 2 UMBC hitters, and that's bringing up the 0-3 Anthony Musculi. The sophomore hitting right. Zach Kilby gets set to throw the first pitch of the at-bat. 0-0 and 2 outs. That one's high. For ball 1, Musculi, he's grounded out twice to the third baseman and also struck out looking. Grant and Garrett getting the better of him 3 times. Zach Kilby stretches, delivers. That one's clipping the zone on the outside for strike 1. 1-1 count for Anthony Musculi. His first time facing Zach Kilby, as Zach Kilby stretches, delivers that one inside for ball 2. 2-1 count, 2 outs here in Boca Raton, Florida. Paradise 1.8 miles away from the beach. As Kilby delivers that one outside. 3-1 hitters count with 2 outs for Anthony Musculi. 0-3 on the day, 264 on the year for Musculi. Kilby stretches, delivers. That one blows it by the swinging Musculi. For strike 2, full count. 2 outs. 3-2-2 read across the scoreboard. As here comes the payoff pitch from Kilby. Kilby stretches, delivers. That one, a grounder, just gets by the third baseman, Romano. As Musculi gets his first hit of the day, a single. That brings up the first baseman for the FAU Owls, Dylan Melton, the freshman. 0-1 on the day, walked twice and then grounded out. Musculi's only stolen one base, only tried once. 100% on the year. As Kilby throws that one in, that one's lined and just gonna fall right in front of Marshall Lipsy in center field. UMBC with runners on first and second. And that brings up Ehi Okoji, 2 for 3 on the day. The hot hitter, 327 on the year for Okoji, as we'll take a quick break for a mound visit. Stay with us here on Owl TV. We're back on Owl Radio Live from the FAU Baseball Stadium after a quick mound visit. Zach Kilby set to face Ehi Okoji. Dylan Melton on first, Anthony Musculi on second. 2 outs in the inning. Zach Kilby set to throw the first pitch to Okoji. As Okoji just gonna ground that one to the third baseman, Romano. Romano gets it to Patrick Ward for the 3rd out of the inning. Zach Kilby gets out of a small jam there. As we're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Paradise. Stay with us. I'm Wes Moore here on Owl Radio. Welcome back to FAU Owl Radio. The FAU Owls trail the UMBC Retrievers 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning, but leading things off for the Owls is Ian Collier, the catcher. He's walked and flown out to right field in his 2 appearances. The senior hitting right, 256 on his 2026 campaign. The first pitch from Brady Lejeune-Diactis goes in outside for ball 1. Lejeune-Diactis in his 6th inning of work. Only thrown 75 pitches so far. Ian Collier leading things off in the bottom. That next pitch goes in, clips the bottom of the zone for strike 1, 1-1. For Ian Collier, the catcher for the FAU Owls. Brady Lejeune-Diactis sets, throws the next pitch right by Collier for strike 2. No outs yet. In Boca Raton, Florida, FAU Baseball Stadium. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one going. Collier tries to leg it out, but the pitcher Lejeune Diactis is able to get the out at first. Not enough speed for Collier. That's going to bring up Patrick Ward, the first baseman, the senior. 0-2 on the day. FAU bats not alive this game, hitting 176. As Patrick Ward looks at the first pitch from Lejeune Diactis as it goes straight down the middle for strike one. Patrick Ward, he struck out in the fourth and grounded to the shortstop in the third. His only 2 times batting, as he's going to ground that one to short. And Eddington's going to get the out at first. 2 quick outs for the FAU Owls. That brings up for the FAU Owls, Kyle Boylston. The right fielder, 1 for 2 on the day, 378 in his sophomore campaign, his sophomore season. He had a single and a fly out as he swings right through that first pitch for strike one. Oh and 1, 2 outs here in Boca Raton, Florida. Kyle Boylston up to bat, faces that next pitch. It goes in low, 1-1. Lejeune Diactis, in 5.2 innings of work, gave up only 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. As he throws in his 82nd pitch, only 27 of them have been a ball. Efficient work for Lejeune Diactis. As the 2-1 count goes in, and Boylston fouls that one off for 2-2 and 2 outs. The payoff pitch for Lejeune Diactis. Another foul from Boylston, as the FAU Owls and Kyle Boylston lives another day. For the bottom of the 6th inning, Lejeune Diactis set the stretch, the delivery. That one clips the zone. Strikeout, Lejeune Diactis. His 3rd of the day to end the 6th inning. The FAU Owls still trail 3-2 as we're headed to the top of the 7th. Stay with us here on Owl Radio. I'm Wes Moore, bringing to you live from FAU Baseball Stadium. Welcome back to FAU Owl Radio for this presentation of FAU Baseball. The FAU Owls trail 3-2 to the UMBC Retrievers. as Zach Kilby's in for his third inning of work facing Danny Wyatt to start off the seventh inning. First pitch goes in for a ball. 1-0, no outs. In the top of the seventh, Kilby pitches that one, and it's hit right past the outstretched arms of Nick Romano. And that's going to bring up Danny Orr, the sophomore, 1 for 2 on the day. The two Dannys batting back to back. The first pitch goes in. That one's bunted down the third base line. And he's safe. Danny Orr beats out the throw from Nick Romano. What effort, what hustle from the right fielder, Danny Orr. Safe at second is Danny Wyatt. Safe at first is Danny Orr. And that brings up the catcher for UMBC, Derek Paris, the senior. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He's got a single. He also flew out to right field and walked. As there's another bunt down the third base line. Romano's got it. Gets the out at first, but runners advance. Danny on second, Danny on third. As that's going to bring up the shortstop junior. 0-3 on the day, Kyle Eddington. As Kilby gets set, tries to get out of this jam. As Eddington rips that one very foul. Got a little bit under that one. As Eddington 0 for 3 on the day. Looks at that next pitch. That one's inside for ball one. 1-1 count for Eddington. He struck out in the second, got into a fielder's choice in the third. In the fifth inning, grounded into a double play. Not his best day, but he's got a chance for redemption here as the Kilby pitch goes in straight down the middle. For strike two, 1-2, 1 out here in Boca Raton, Florida. FAU Owls versus UMBC Retrievers. The payoff pitch from Kilby is going to come in. Stretch the delivery. Swinging right through it is Kyle Eddington as Zach Kilby gets his first K of the day. After retiring Eddington, that brings up the second baseman, Carver Salazar, a sophomore, hitting right-handed. He's got a home run, but also got out twice. Which Salazar will we see here as that first pitch is inside for ball one. Carver Salazar, his first home run was today. Only had 7 at-bats total in his sophomore campaign. That second pitch comes in low for ball two. Zach Kilby, 1.93 ERA, 2 innings of work here. That one does not clip the zone. Umpire calls that one a ball. 3-0 count for Zach Kilby. He gave up 4 hits, 1 strikeout. 29 pitches, about to throw his 30th. Zach Kilby gets ready to throw the 3-0 count. As that one clips the zone for strike one. 3-1 count, hitters count. Carver Salazar looking to get his second RBI of the day. The pitch coming in goes right by Salazar. For strike two, Zach Kilby gives up 2 base runners, but he's got a chance for redemption here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch from Zach Kilby. Kilby, the stretch, the delivery, as that one's fouled off by Salazar, who lives a fight for another pitch. Zach Kilby versus Carver Salazar. Gets set. Gets the sign. Stretches, delivers it. That one's again fouled off. We've got a pitcher's battle here in Boca Raton, Florida. Not a pitcher's battle. There's been 5 total runs. A duel here between pitcher and batter. Carver Salazar, Zach Kilby. Salazar trying to drive in 2. Kilby trying to get out of the inning, holding his 1-run lead. Kilby set, gets a sign, throws the pitch. That one's lifted into left field, but Michael Peraza is there. Zach Kilby hyped as he leaves the field, protecting the FAU 1-run lead. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. We've got a good one for you here on FAU Owl Radio. Stay with us. After the 7th inning stretch, Marshall Lipsy, the top of the order, is going to lead things off for the FAU Owls. Looking to tie this game up, and who better than your senior veteran, Marshall Lipsy, as he looks at that first pitch from Lejeune Diactis for ball 1. Lejeune Diactis starting his 7th inning of work as Marshall Lipsy pops that one high into left field. Tracking it down is Koji, as he has just enough room to make the catch and retire the first FAU hitter. And that brings up the power hitter for the FAU Owls, Nick Romano, the redshirt sophomore, hitting straight 3s across the board. 0 for 2 on the day as he looks at the first pitch go outside. For ball 1, he flew out to right field, got hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and flew out to right field again in the 4th. This is his 4th time up facing Lejeune Diactis, as Actis puts that one high for ball 2. 2-0 count against Nick Romano. Romano looks at that next pitch, goes in, drives that one back. Danny Orr's there in right field as Nick Romano again for the 3rd time flies out to right field. And that brings up the right fielder, Michael Peraza. Redshirt sophomore, 0-2 on the day. Left-handed hitter. Peraza from Naples, Florida, transferring in from West Virginia. He flew out to left field, got an RBI, and then grounded out to the second baseman as he looks at the first two pitches. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in Boca Raton, Florida. One swing can change things for these FAU Owls. Michael Peraza fouls that one off for the 1-2 count in Boca. The rain's held off for a little bit here in Paradise as Lejeune Diactis puts in the pitch. That one's fouled off. Michael Peraza lives to fight another day. 1-2, 2 outs. Michael Peraza versus Lejeune Diactis. As that one's grounded to the first base side, struggling to corral it. And Michael Peraza hustles out a single to get on base for the FAU Owls. And with another chance, 0-3 on the day, Brando LaRue with a chance. One swing can change everything in this game. The FAU Owls trail by 1 to the UMBC Retrievers. Brady Lejeune Diactis throws the first pitch. That one's ripped. Popped up, but there to get it is Ehi Akoji for the third and final out. Brando LaRue just couldn't get enough on that one as Brady Lejeune Diactis gets out of the 7th inning scoreless. As we still got a close game going into the top of the 8th inning. I'm Wes Moore with Owl Radio. Stay with us as we bring this game to you live from FAU Baseball Stadium. We're back in Boca Raton, Florida, the FAU Baseball Stadium. FAU Owls trail 3-2 against the UMBC Retrievers. As the FAU Owls decide to make a pitching change, Brian Booley, number 35 for the FAU Owls, stepping in relief of Kilby. Zach Kilby. Booley's a graduate student from Dover, Florida. Right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's 2-1 on the year in only 8 innings of work. 3 saves. He's usually the closer for the FAU Owls. He's given up 8 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned runs. He struck out 12, but he's also given up 7 walks. Brian Booley trying to hold the lead for the FAU Owls as the top of the order for the UMBC Retrievers is back up at the plate again. It's Josiah Carpenter. He struck out looking, he struck out, he flew out, but he also had a single. he leads things off for the UMBC Retrievers. The first pitch from Bully's in, and swinging right through it is Josiah Carpenter. Carpenter swinging away to start the top of the 8th inning. 0-1 count. Next pitch from Bully's in, and that one is low. 1-1. Brian Bully, the stretch, the delivery. That one's popped up. Back is the left fielder, Peraza, who makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Bully retires the first. And the second batter to hit, Anthony Musculi, the sophomore, 1 for 4 on the day. Bats right. Brian Bully gets the sign, the stretch, the delivery. That one's outside. 4-1. Anthony Musculi grounded out to third base twice. Struck out looking and got a single in his last time at bat. As Bully stretches, delivers that one. Strike one, 1-1 count. The FAU Owls trail the UMBC Golden Retrievers. Not Golden Retriever, just Retrievers. As Bully throws that one, and swinging right through it is Musculi for strike 2. 1-2 count. Just a little cloudy here in Boca Raton, Florida, but the temperature's not too hot. As the 1-2 pitch comes in, that one's fouled off and out of play. Little bit of wind. It's not too hot here in Boca Raton. Might be a little bit of rain scheduled to start thunderstorming at 1. Nothing yet, though. As there's the 1-2 pitch again, and that one's fouled off as well. Anthony Musculi fighting with Brian Bully. 1 for 4 on the day is Musculi. Brian Bully in his first inning of work replacing Zach Kilby. The stretch, the delivery, that one goes right by Musculi, but he manages to foul it off. Just the tip of that ball gets hit. As he lives to fight another day. Brian Bully gets set, gets the sign. The pitch goes high. 2-2 count. 1 out. In Boca Raton, Florida. Here on Owl Radio. The 2-2 pitch. Bully stretches. Bully pitches. That one's outside. 3-2. Full count. Brian Bully. Anthony Musculi. 1 out. 3-2 count. Brian Bully gets his sign. Gets set. Throws that one right by Musculi for a strikeout. His first strikeout of his outing. A dirty slider curveball. Couldn't tell exactly what that was. So Musculi gets set. It's a changeup. Brian Bully, 2 outs. Facing Dylan Melton, the freshman, had a pretty good day today. 1 for 2, he walked twice, grounded out and hit a single. Dylan Melton, 290 on the year, the freshman. Bully stretches, Bully delivers and blows that one right by Dylan Melton. Brian Bully. The 1-1 pitch to Dylan Melton. That one's lifted high down the left field side. Running down as Michael Peraza runs out of room to make the grab. Foul ball, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Top of the 8th inning, Brian Bully trying to limit all the damage. Trying to hold this FAU lead. The payoff pitch, Brian Bully stretches, delivers. That one's high, 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brian Bully facing Dylan Melton, the freshman. Bully, the graduate student from Dover, Florida, blows that one right by Dylan Melton. Another strikeout as Brian Bully gets out of the top of the 8th inning. FAU goes to the bottom of the 8th inning, still down 3-2. We'll see what happens here on Owl Radio. I'm Wes Moore, bringing to you live from the FAU Baseball Stadium. Stay with us. It's the bottom of the 8th inning here in Boca Raton, Florida. The FAU Owls have another chance here to tie the game up. John Martinez, the sophomore, double for him in the 2nd, double for him in the 4th, and in the 5th he walked, reached base all 3 times. 2-2 on the day as UMBC brings in a pitcher in relief, Chris Harbert, as he throws the first pitch, and John Martinez pops that one high, there to get it, and it's dropped! It's dropped by Akoji! John Martinez reaches 2nd on a very costly error. So that was Carpenter in center field that dropped that one, a tragic drop. As John Martinez reaches 2nd, the wind might be having a little bit of an effect on the ball today. As Eli Small is talking to his coaches in a quick little timeout about what he's going to do. Chris Harbert, the redshirt junior, right-handed pitcher out of Bridgeport, West Virginia. He transferred in from Potomac State Junior College. Stands 6'2", 215 on the mound. As Eli Small is going to have another chance at the plate. He's 0 for 2. The designated hitter faces Chris Harbert. Harbert checks Martinez at 2nd. They're going to try to get him. They don't. As Martinez slides back in a second, he's safe. Eli Small, the left-hander, still yet to face his first pitch from Harbert. Harbert stretches, delivers that one. There's some heat on that fastball as that one's low. Ball one. That one's grounded right over the first baseman, Dylan Melton. Coming home is John Martinez. And the game-tying single from Eli Small. We're tied at 3 here in Boca Raton, Florida. Eli Small delivers in the clutch. And Ian Collier has a chance to take the lead. One swing can change everything. Ian Collier, the senior, 0 for 2 on the day. Faces the first pitch, shows bunt, decides not to go, as that first pitch was outside for ball one. He's flown out to the right fielder, walked, and grounded out. It's his 4th time up to bat. Chris Harbert delivers the pitch. Collier shows bunt again. As we're going to have a short pitchers meeting as they're going to talk to Harbert. Don't know if we're going to have a pitching change here. As we'll take a break here on FAU Owl Radio. And we're back after a quick mound meeting. Carpenter dropping the ball in center field. And Eli Small driving in John Martinez. As that next pitch goes in, clips the bottom of the zone for strike one. 2-1 count, no outs. The game is tied between FAU and UMBC. Ian Collier with a chance to take the lead for the FAU Owls. The stretch as that one gets the runner at second. And that's a double play. The umpire at second overturning the first base umpire's ruling as the manager comes in to talk to the umpire. As a weird double play, unfortunate. As the ruling on that play, heard from a fan, thank you, is a interference. The sliding Eli Small interfered with the ability of Salazar to throw Collier out at first, so they're going to give him a double play there. First pitch from Harbert comes in low, ball one. Second pitch, that one's inside. For Patrick Ward, the first baseman for the FAU Owls. thought it was Patrick Ward. It is not. Pinch hitting for the FAU Owls is Xavier Maranta, the graduate student playing outfield. From Miramar, Florida, he played and transferred into FAU from Nova Southeastern. As that pitch goes in high for ball 3, 3-1 hitters count, 2 outs for Xavier Maranta. Harbert gets set. The stretch in the delivery. That one, strike, called strike. Maranta didn't like that one. He started walking to first thinking he got the out. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Game is tied. One swing can change everything. Here in Boca Raton, Florida, great game here on Owl Radio. The stretch from Harbert, the delivery blows it right by Xavier Maranta for strike 3. We're headed to the top of the 9th inning. Tied at 3 apiece. Stay with us for the 9th and maybe last inning here on Owl Radio. I'm Wes Moore, calling live from the Florida Atlantic Baseball Stadium. We're back here at FAU Stadium. Brian Bully back in for the top of the 9th inning, facing Ehi Akoji as he puts that first pitch inside for ball 1, and replacing the first baseman for FAU is Jaden Harriel as Akoji lifts that one deep into center field. Caught by Marshall Lipsy. Jaden Harriel in for first base for the FAU Owls. Harriel wearing number 18. He's a sophomore from Oldsmar, Florida. Went to Eastlake High School in his second season with the FAU Owls. Bully to the pitch to Danny Wyatt. He's got a single and an RBI, a fielder's choice, a foul ball fly out, and then a single in the 7th inning. Back up again to face the hard-throwing Brian Bully. Bully gets the sign, stretches, delivers that one, fouled back. As Bully gets the quick 0-2 count against Danny Wyatt. 0-2, stretches, delivers. That one's fouled off. Wyatt fights off that pitch. As here's the 0-2 stretch and delivery. That one's high from Brian Bully. 1-2, 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning in Boca Raton, Florida, trying to finish up this game before the rain starts. There's some angry-looking clouds in the distance. It's Brian Bully, the 1-2 pitch. Throws, delivers. That one's fouled off. Danny Wyatt fighting to stay in that box. As Bully stretches, delivers. That one's lifted high. Fading into foul territory is Brando LaRue to get the out, fading all the way from his shortstop position to make the tough catch in this wind. And with 2 outs, stepping into the batter's box for the Retrievers is Danny Orr, the sophomore. He's 2 for 3 on the day. His first time facing Brian Bully. He'll have a chance. As that first pitch is grounded to the third baseman, Romano. Romano gets it to Harriel at first. For the third and final out of the top of the 9th, we're headed to the bottom of the 9th inning. The FAU Owls with a chance to walk it off against the UMBC Retrievers. Stay with us. I'm Wes Moore on Owl Radio for the bottom of the 9th inning here in Paradise. And we're back for the bottom of the 9th inning here in Paradise. The FAU Owls tied with the UMBC Retrievers 3 apiece. The FAU Owls with a chance to walk it off, and it all starts with the leadoff hitter for the bottom of the 9th inning, Kyle Boylston. Chris Harbert, the first pitch in. That one's lifted, and it's going to not fall. Danny Orr with the magic trick to make that catch. You want to stay in this game? That's the way how you do it. An amazing catch by Danny Orr in right field. He's worked a lot tonight, and he makes it when it counts. Marshall Lipsy, the second hitter and leadoff hitter for the FAU Owls. The left-hander, the senior, 0-2 on the day. As he watches that first pitch go in for a strike. Marshall Lipsy with Nick Romano on deck. 0-1. And Lipsy's going to put that one right to Dylan Melton. Melton just going to tag the base for the second out. And stepping up to bat is Nick Romano, number 9. The switch hitter, gonna bat lefty for this at-bat. He's 0-3 on the day, but no better time for redemption than tied at 3 apiece in the bottom of the 9th inning. Romano looks at the first pitch. That one's outside. Ball 1. Romano, he's flied out to right. He's got hit by a pitch, and then he flew out to right twice in the 4th and 7th inning. As Romano watches that pitch go in for strike 1, 1-1, 2 outs. Here for Nick Romano. Harbert, the stretch, the delivery. Romano fouls that one off. 1-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here live on Owl Radio from FAU Baseball Stadium. Nick Romano, a chance to start the offense off, a chance to win it. One swing can change everything. Chris Harbert, the stretch, the delivery. Romano watches that one go a bit outside for ball 2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, FAU Baseball Stadium, here in Boca Raton, Florida. Chris Harbert gets the sign, stretches, delivers as Romano's going to foul that one back. 2-2. Romano continuing to fight. Chris Harbert, that's his 17th pitch. As Nick Romano settles in for the 2-2 pitch. Chris Harbert stretches, delivers. He's going to pull that one foul down the right field line. Nick Romano battling with Chris Harbert. So we've got a chance for the FAU Owls to steal a win here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tied at 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chris Harbert stretches, delivers. That one's grounded right to the first baseman, Dylan Melton. We're headed to extra innings here in Paradise. Stay with us. I'm Wes Moore, calling live on Owl Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. Stay tuned. We're live for the top of the 10th inning here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida, as Brian Bully's still in here, still in the game for his 3rd inning of work, facing Derek Paris. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. 3-3, FAU Owls versus the UMBC Retrievers. As that next pitch from Bully, a little bit high and outside for ball 1. UMBC all the way from Baltimore, Maryland. As Brian Bully settles in for pitch number 3 of the inning. That one's grounded down the second baseline and just outside of the reach of John Martinez. The Retrievers lead off extra innings with the leadoff single, but Derek Paris is subbing off for a pinch runner in at first for the UMBC Retrievers. Can't tell who it is right now. It'll probably tell me soon on the StatCast. But all we know is he's speedy as Brian Booley faces Kyle Eddington. And Eddington lays down the bunt. Booley's just going to go to first and get Eddington. But safe into second is the pinch runner. Can't tell if it's number 4 or number 5. I believe it's number 5. Luke Buscaglia, redshirt junior right-hander, Springfield, Pennsylvania. As Brian Booley settles in to face Carver Salazar, 1 for 4 on the day with the home run shot in the 4th inning. Good game for you guys here in Boca Raton, Florida. Top of the 10th inning, Carver Salazar is in. Salazar watches the first pitch go outside. 4 strike 2. 0-2 count for Brian Booley. Carver Salazar. The stretch from Booley, the delivery just outside. 1-2 count. Brian Booley, the closer. 3 saves on the year, 2-1. His 3rd inning of work here in Boca Raton, Florida. Brian Booley, the stretch, the delivery, that one's low. 2-2 count. Here in FAU Baseball Stadium. As Brian Booley, Scaglia is on the way to third, and Nick Romano was not there to cover third base. Going in, running in, Luke Biscaglia, his first stolen base of the year. So it was a really dangerous throw to third base from the catcher Collier. I mean, Nick Romano was not there. As there's full count, Brian Booley, the stretch, gets Salazar swinging. 2 outs in the top of the order coming up for Josiah Carpenter. He's got Buscaglia on third, the runner in scoring position. Carpenter's 1 for 5 on the day. And he's settling in against Brian Booley. The stretch, the delivery, that one's outside. Carpenter struck out twice. He's flown out twice, and he hit a single. It's his 6th time batting, his 2nd time facing Booley. Booley gets the sign, throws that one in high. FAU fans voicing their displeasure at the umpire for today. Did not like that call. Thought it clipped the top of the zone, but 2-0 count for Brian Booley against Josiah Carpenter. The pitch, that one's lifted high into center field. Marshall Lipsy tracking back and makes the snag. No runs scored in the top of the 10th for the Retrievers, and we're headed to the bottom of the inning. The FAU Owls with another chance to walk off this game in paradise. Stay with us on Owl Radio. And we're back live here for the bottom of the 10th inning in Boca Raton, Florida. Chris Harbert still in to pitch for the Retrievers. And batting, leading things off is Michael Peraza. He's 0 for 3 on the day, but chance for redemption to walk off and win this game in extra inning. It's the bottom of the 10th inning.
Leading off for the Owls, the left fielder, number 6, Michael Peraza.
As this inning set to start, FAU fans hoping to take this win and win the series. The series is tied at 1-1, 3-game series, final game for the FAU Owls against the UMBC Retrievers. The next game here in Boca Raton against FGCU, Tuesday, March 17th. As the first pitch from Harbert comes in, strike one. Michael Peraza lets that one go. So the next pitch from Harbert's inside. Michael Peraza thought about swinging at that one, decided not to, and that one's in for a ball one. 1-1 count. Bottom of the 10th inning, tied at 3. Michael Peraza facing Chris Harbert. The 1-1 pitch is in. That one's lined through the gap into center field. Michael Peraza starts things off for the FAU Owls with a single. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Brando LaRue, the senior, 0-4 on the day, but no better chance for redemption here in the bottom of the 10th inning. One swing can change everything for the FAU Owls. Chris Harbert settling in. The first pitch, LaRue lays down a bunt. That one goes foul for strike one. 0-1 count. No outs yet. Here in Boca Raton, Florida, it's a little windy. A gust of wind could carry the ball out of here. As Brando LaRue, the senior, steps in to face pitch number 2. But Chris Harbert decides otherwise. He tries to get Michael Peraza, the speedy right fielder for the FAU Owls. Sorry, left fielder. A pitch from Harbert's in. That one's bunted down. Harbert's just going to get LaRue out at first. Michael Peraza advances to second. And the man you want the most up to bat, John Martinez. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He's got 2 doubles. He's got a walk. And he got out in his last at bat. Plate appearance number 5 for John Martinez. The first pitch from Chris Harbert coming in. As that one's lifted high. Fading into shallow foul territory. That one's going to foul real dangerous. Dylan Melton was unable to get to that one. As John Martinez lives to see another pitch, a very scary foul ball for the FAU Owls. John Martinez faces Chris Harbert, 0-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th inning in extra innings. Harbert, the stretch, the delivery, that one's high and inside for ball 1, 1-1 count, 1 out, 1s across the board. Tied at 3, FAU, UMBC, game 3, series tied at 1. The stretch from Harbert, as that one's ripped down the gap. The sign says go, but he's going to hold up Peraza. And John Martinez with another double, his third double on the day, puts runners into scoring position for the designated hitter, Eli Small, the left-handed sophomore. 1 for 3 on the day, and we're going to have a mound visit to settle down. Chris Harbert, stay with us here on Owl Radio. I'm Wes Moore, bringing to you live the Florida Atlantic Owls versus the UMBC Retrievers. Here in the bottom of the 10th inning, we'll be right back.